Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Classification: the Key to Getting More Out of BIM. In the case of any questions, please add your questions into the GoToWebinar dialog, and in the end of the session I will try to answer them. This webinar will take about 30 minutes. So, my name is Renata Iuciene and I'm a technical director at aga-cad responsible for development team. This is the list of all our different products that we have created till now. The first product was created in 2008 and today we're going to focus on BIM Maxon ICS. So, what is the logic behind classifying BIM data? Classifying BIM data actually means structuring it in a grid way so that different actors can easily find what they need and understand it. So it's like a common language. And the importance of classification is growing as building projects become more international and generate more data which are relied upon for automating processes, making decisions, and operating devices. This is the list of different most popular classification systems. And let's say like Uniclass, it's very popular and in some projects it's mandatory in the UK, and also this is international standard. Also there is Omniclass, Masterclass, Uniformat. I believe most of them you know very well. And some of them as a standards in different countries like Cuneco in Denmark, Co-Class, Talo, and so on. So there are different others which are very popular or are mandatory ones in particular countries. ISO 81346-12, this is the base of many classification systems, and it is adapted for building industry in 2018. Here I am showing several examples of different classificators, and the first one, this is Uniclass 2015. It shows tables and their relations, and Uniclass 2015 is organized into a series of tables, each representing a different aspect of construction, such as building elements, activities, and spaces. One more example from ISO 81346-12, an example with column. Here, the main message is that with different actors which are related with the project can add or assign any classification data in their entire life cycle and in any process, in any step of the building. So this standard is actually a base of the larger series of standards that cover the entire life cycle of industrial systems from conception to decommissioning. And it's widely used by manufacturers, engineers, and other industry professionals to facilitate communication and collaboration throughout the entire industry. And this standard is object-oriented and which aims to create a system that is easily to understand, maintain, and modify. One more example from Cuneco classificator. Here with this classification system you can identify, it is object-oriented also, and here you can identify what is the element, what is he is as instance, as a type, where exactly this element is located, what are other elements are located inside of the selected elements, and so on. And this is an example when, for example, the roof system, it's marked as D1, then it is split into the separate layers. So we have here the roof construction, the roofing, roof structure, ceiling finish, and let's say here we see that this ceiling finish type is located in that roof construction, and it is located in the D1 roof system. And the dash in the beginning, it shows a relationship or the location where the element is located. The same with this beam. So the hashtag in the beginning, it shows unique number of this element. So for example, like ULA5, so this is unique number of this beam. And here again, with the dash in the beginning, we see the location of this beam. So classifying BIM objects provides several values. It becomes easier to organize and manage information related to a construction project. This enables more efficient communication and collaboration among project stakeholders. Classification can result in cost saving and faster project delivery times. Okay, and the classification allows to easy integration and exchange of data between BIM software tools, reducing risk of errors. And classification allows for the more effective asset management throughout the entire life cycle of the building or infrastructure project. And again, it leads to cost saving, improved maintenance, and better decision making. So overall, the value of classifying BIM objects lies in the ability to create more effective, standardized, and collaborative construction process that benefits all stakeholders involved. So if you decide, or if you're forced to decide to classify BIM project, you can face with different challenges, and these are the most popular challenges or problems. So for example, like how to find relevant international, national, or specific standards, how to create and store custom classification tables. Also, it's very time consuming when you need to automate or you need actually to automate some classification process. Also, sharing classification tables between team members, how to facilitate that, how to add rules, who can create tables, who can just review the tables and assign them in the project. And also the problem when you decide, in some cases, there is a need to assign several classification systems at once. So, most common example, if you need to assign your local classificator and the national classificator. So, working with multiple classification systems. So, that are the reasons why we have created BIMax on ICS. So this is a web portal where you can very easily create your own tables. You can get the national or international classificators. At the same time, it has a connection with different platforms like Revit, Navisworks, Civil3D, and Tekla. Civil3D is the brand new one connection. We have developed it about 2 maybe or 3 months ago. So BIMax on ICS is the classification engine that organizes data according to international, national, or company level classification standards. There are different features that you can find using this software. The main is that you can get classificators that are assigned to you. You can very easily create your own. You can compare different classification systems. Actually, today I'm going to show all that features in live, so I will not take a lot of time for this slide, but in general, here you can create, you can store, and you can distribute all classification standards between different users. And the classification system is divided into the set of tables, each accommodating a different class of information. So it doesn't matter what is the degree of the tables. Still, with BIMax on ICS is created for make it work with different classificators. It doesn't matter what kind of standards you use and what is the depth of different tables. And here we have different roles for the users. So there is administrator, moderator, and guest. Administrator can create classification systems, create or edit or delete the tables created by the other users, and manage users. So administrator can add different users. And moderator, he can do the same as administrator except managing users. And the guest, this is just a simple user who can just use existing classificators in the projects. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my Revit. I'm going to start with an example from Revit, but before that, let's go into BIMax on ICS. Here I have just login. It's very easy to you have to add your login, and you will be able to see all workspaces that are assigned to you, where you have possibility to connect and see the information inside. Okay, so this is the workspaces, and in the left side, this is a tree where you can do different things. So, for example, I can add users with this account. Also, I can get and see and check different international classificators and get the values and check the values. Also, the national classificators and our company local classificators, if they are created, if we have created them before. So here you can just go and select any classificator. Okay, you can just go and check what are the values. Here you can see the details about every value. So there are different fields, in this case like code, full code, the title, description, synonyms. I have possibility to modify them if needed. Also, I have possibility here to compare. This is also a very good feature in the case if you want to compare different versions of the same classificator. For example, we can just compare what is the difference between for example, that tables. Okay, or sometimes it's also very convenient if you decide to translate, okay, and make a translation of classification and adapt it to your own local language. So it's very easy for the translation process and just checking if everything is okay. And now we can just very quickly try to make an example and get these classification values in the project. So this is my Revit model, and very simple tool. With pressing on BIMax on ICS, you get such tooling where you can connect and get the workspace, choose the classification system and the table. And here you can see the same values as we saw in the web portal before. And here you can choose and you can choose and assign for selected elements. At the same time, you can make search. Let's say I'm going to assign classificator for these piles. So I just can very quickly find the right, not the pipe, but the pile. Okay. Okay, so I can just very quickly find the value I need. And now from the properties, I can choose what parameters I'm going to use for adding the code itself and the classificator value or the title. Okay, so now I'm saying that I'm going to use these two parameters for writing the values. Okay, and you can just pay attention into the properties of these selected elements after pressing set. the tool automatically will write these values into the properties for my selected elements. Okay, so we did very quick and very easy example that with just very simple login, you can connect to the web portal. You see all information that is assigned to you, and you can very easily get the information and put it into your project elements. Now let's create a new classificator. Okay, so I'm going to create a new classification system. So here we have to add the code for it, the version name, maybe some short description. Okay, so here we have that new classification system, and now let's create a new table. So I'm going to add the spaces, again the code, the full code, separator, some description, and after pressing save. So what we did, we very quickly have created new classification system and have created new table. Okay, the table values you can assign it and create it manually one by one, but we will make it faster. We will import that information from the Excel file. So I have to browse the Excel file. Okay, so I have selected the Excel file, selected the tab. I'm saying that I need to import that information from the 4th row, and just need to check if everything is okay with my columns and with the mapping of different columns. So here I'm saying that this column is really a title. This was just regular classes. This is the full code, for example. And after proceed, the tool automatically will import all that data and fill all the fields from the Excel file. Of course, if you have your own database with your own classificator, it's also not a problem. You can export the data to CSV or make it an Excel file. It's not a problem. But also, I just want to say that the Maxon ICS, it has its own API. So if there will be a need, we can make a connection between two different platforms, and that classificators can come automatically. Okay. So that's it. We did all that work. We can check that the fields are automatically assigned. So we have the code, the full code, the title. Also, I want to pay attention to that small icon. It will just go to Google and will show this value. So because sometimes from the naming or from the title, it's difficult to understand what is the real meaning of this element. So it just brings you to Google and just for making a quick search for images. Now, if needed, we can assign additional fields into the table. And here we are using meta fields. There are 4 types of meta fields that could be used. It could be a text field, URL. It could be a link to maybe some PDF file or some additional file which is related with that particular element. Then the image could be such different images imported additionally, or the mapping. So let's do this example with the mapping. And here we will make a link between 2 classification systems. Okay, so I'm going now to find the value I need. Yeah, it's very good, but I believe that I didn't save it. Yes, of course. We have to create it, press save. Okay, and now we can see this link. Okay, so what it means that now we can create relation between this particular value and any other classification system value. So now I'm going to Uniclass. Okay, I'm going to pick the value which can be just suitable for this. Okay, let's save. So that's it. We have created a meta field. We did a connection. We have created a connection between this field and a second field from different classificator. Okay. And now let's assign it and use it in Revit. Let's come back to my Revit project. I'm going to select some space in this project. Okay. I will also open the properties for you could see the result automatically. Okay, so now let's find our brand new classification system. So I'm going to my workspace. Let's choose the new system, the spaces. Okay, and let's find the field. Okay, and now I have to choose parameters that I'm going to use for adding the class code and the title from my new created classification system. And then with the meta fields, we have information that there is a meta field assigned. So it means that there is a connection created between other classification system. So here I have to choose new parameters that I'm going to use for the second value. Okay, so now we can just pay attention into the properties. After pressing set, you see the tool automatically filled 4 values, and 2 values, the code and the title, comes from my newly created classification system, and the 2 another, it comes from Uniclass, okay, which was mapped before. So now with setting, with clicking one click, we have assigned values from 2 different classification systems. Okay, now I'm coming back to the 3D view. And here I want to show one more example where you can use one more tool that goes together with BIM and ICS. This is the BIM Tree Manager, which allows you to filter and find the elements you need automatically. It allows you and gives you possibility for better filtering and understanding what results you have in your BIM project. So here I have selected any door from my project, and now I have the list of all doors that are created in this project. So here I can very easily filter that by levels or by, for example, here I have a tree that I can configure and I can change if needed. But right at the moment I have a tree where my doors are grouped by level, then by the host. So it means where exactly that doors are located, and then by family, and then by type. So here I can just very easily filter, let's say, all single doors that are created in the first level and that are created in the external wall of this type. Okay, so with the regular Revit schedules, you will not get that information, or you can maybe sometimes get it, but you will need a lot of manual work for making similar schedules and for such filtering. So also what is good that if you select the values in the BIM tree, you can see that selection in the project, and BIM tree works like external application, so you don't need to close and to open it again. You can just very easily find your selections. Okay, so now what I want to do, I have filtered all doors from the first level, and now I'm coming back again to my international standards. I'm going to right now to use ISO. Okay, and let's assign QQC code, which is based for this ISO standard. And here I'm going to, again, to choose parameters that I'm going to use for adding the code and the title. And as you can see, these 2 parameters are switched on in my BIM tree. So after pressing set, the tool automatically will bring these values. So here with the BIM tree, you can very easily check if some elements are not yet marked. You can very easily filter them. You can check the quality. You can see where exactly they are located. And if they are not marked, or if there is no classificator, you can very easily assign that classificator. Okay. And in the BIM tree, we have more features that allows you to automate the classification in Revit. So, for example, we have here a sort mark. Maybe I will not stop here a lot on explaining how it works, but just I want to say that the sort mark is a tool which allows you to add your own custom rules, how you need to configure the final result. So you can use it for numbering any elements from the project and according to any standards that are used in your company or in your country. So here with this rule, I have predefined it before, and with this rule, I will automatically use the class code, okay, which I have assigned it before, and then I have added prefix, which is mandatory for the standard, and I have numbered all doors with using unique numbers. So now this code will be unique for all these doors from the first level, okay. And the same, let's say, I can do with the type. So here, this is the second rule which I have predefined before. So I can just now I'm using totally different prefix and using the same code, but I'm numbering elements according to its type. Or, for example, for the location, I'm going to use one more rule where I will add the room number where the door opens, because also this is the important information for the standard. Okay, so the BIM tree, it's very easy and very good tool for adding additional and for making more automation. So now if we take a look into the properties, that kind of result we can achieve. As you can see, we have assigned the code, we have assigned the title, but at the same time we have numbered the elements and assigned more values that are calculated. Okay. Now let's switch to Navisworks. Again, in Navisworks, it works in totally the same way as it works in Revit. You have just to connect. I have now filtered some elements. I will choose, let's say, this code. I have predefined the parameters that I'm going to use for the code and for the name. And after pressing set, now the tool will apply the code for 166 beams. And in the properties, you will find a separate BIMaxon tab with these parameters and with the values that comes from the web portal. One more example with the Civil3D. As I said before, this is a brand new tool that we have integrated about 2 or 3 months ago. And but again, it's the same principle. Just here, I want to show you a more advanced example with how you can add a little bit more information. So again, I have selected element from the Civil3D. I have selected the classificator. Again, the same with the same story with the parameter names. But here, I'm automatically assign the number. I can do that, but I have possibility in the BIMaxon to assign the numbering automatically. But at the same time, I'm going to use the predefined rules for the elements from the Civil3D. Again, the same functionality you can find in the Navisworks and in Revit. Just here, I want to show an example where I'm saying that for the separate parameter will be created for a classification system title. Then I want to have a separate parameter and write the layer number separately, and the same I will do with the object ID from Civil3D. So that's it. After pressing set, we can go to extended data, and here we are going to find automatically with one click we have created 5 new parameters. I just want to show once again with the plane, just now pay attention into the properties, into this value, into this place. After pressing set, as you can see, the tool automatically created property sets, BIM Axon, and then 5 new properties, and the values are filled up automatically. Okay, I'm coming back to my slides. So takeaways of this session is that now you know how to quickly find the right classification standards, how to create your own custom classifiers, how to automate the classification of the BIM project, and how to share tables between team members. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. I really hope that it was useful. And now if you have any questions, just write them and I will try to answer. Thank you.